This is a project which is really dear to my heart. There's a ton of things that I love about this car. This is the type of projects which will truly help us in that mission.
There's obviously plenty of people inside of Volkswagen that want to push, that want to build this fresh new one. You are one of those people, of course. But the weight of the organization can slow things down.
Thank you to our sponsors for today's video, Eaton, Ionna, and InfyPower. Eaton is a one-stop shop for implementing reliable and innovative EV charging infrastructure at your site. Across all applications, Eaton's EV charging infrastructure, hardware and software, gives you the scalability, flexibility, and intelligence you need to charge today and scale up tomorrow. Learn more at eaton.com/EVCI. Also, Ionna, North America's premier charging network. With unmatched commitment to elevating the customer experience, Ionna is opening America's roads to all EVs, giving drivers the coverage they need, the reliability they deserve, and the amenities they crave. And InfyPower, the largest EV charger module provider with over 3 million power modules running reliably worldwide. Their latest G2 collection features ultra-high power density and efficiency for EV charging and energy storage integration. InfyPower, innovation for your power.
Hello and welcome to another Out of Spec video. You join me with Wassym. What's up? We're in Germany. Dude, crazy.
Yes, we made it in Germany.
So we have been together on channels we were in Washington at Dirtfish. We've been in Palo Alto.
Yes.
And now we're in Munich.
In Tahoe as well.
Oh yeah, and Tahoe. So Wassym and I travel together is what we've learned. So for those of you who don't know, Wassym is responsible for all software topics at Rivian, but is also the co-CEO of the Rivian Volkswagen JV that we don't know anything about.
Yes. I'm actually super excited to show you that side of what the team is working on. And it's perfect timing. We're here in Munich in the auto show, and we're in front of the ID1 or the ID Everyone. So this is the first VW car which will integrate the technology coming from the Rivian and VW technologies, which is the joint venture that we created with VW. This is a project which is really dear to my heart. There's a ton of things that I love about this car. First of all, you see the design.
It looks awesome. And we were with Andy, the lead designer, yesterday, filming it, and it's so cool.
It's really cool. What I like is the price of the car. It's very affordable. And if we go back to the root of our mission, and really one of the reasons RJ created Rivian is help electrify the planet. And this is the type of projects which will truly help us in that mission. What I really also like about it is it's a way to break that myth that inexpensive cars have to be low tech.
Right.
This is a car which is inexpensive, but with the underlying operating system and technology that we're developing, and which reuses a lot of what we're doing, for example, with the platform we're developing for the Rivian R2, this car will have great technology content. From a digital standpoint, it will have a great experience, and it will really carry a lot of those design philosophies. So this is the first car that will use our architecture from RV Tech, and it's something that we're extremely excited about.
Yeah, so maybe you can share a little bit more. Volkswagen and really approached Rivian because of Cariad and other things were a little bit confusing, I think we could say. I can say that.
You say it.
I'll say it.
Okay, I did not say anything.
But going into what Rivian had already developed for R1 Gen 2 was super attractive to them.
Yes.
So can you explain a little bit about what you actually had to offer and the beginnings of that relationship?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think this car is actually a great demonstration of the potential of that collaboration and that opportunity. So really the big change from the Rivian Gen 1 to the Rivian Gen 2 is moving to a zonal architecture. On paper, it sounds easy, going from domain to zonal, but then in reality, it's actually technically quite complex because you're simplifying the hardware, but then you're bringing that complexity to software. So that software really is managing, I'd call it general purpose platforms, and then you're moving more and more things in-house so that you fully control the end-to-end stack. And the beauty of that zonal architecture, what we developed, is that it's fully modular, it's scalable, so it can go up to 3 zonals, which is what we have today on the Rivian R1, what we will have as well on the Rivian R2. But then at the same time, we can scale it down to 2 zonals or to 1 zonal.
So this will just be one major ECU powering the entire car.
This is one major ECU for everything controls, and then it has an infotainment, a high compute on top of that major ECU. So, and that's really like one of the things that I also love about this car is like that constraints pushed for even more innovations on our side, so that we can truly bring that all that content, but then have it in one zonal. And this is how we're getting the bill of materials cost down, but then at the same time we're keeping a lot of technology content.
Functions can go up, integration, stability, all of these things super important. From the actual, what Rivian is offering is the electrical architecture to Volkswagen, but is there a software component as well? Is there feature set, design? How does that collaboration work?
The way to think about it is it's the platform. And the platform is the combination of the electrical architecture, so all the network architecture, but then also the software platform, the software operating system. So everything in terms of vehicle controls, the infotainment, all of that will be developed by Rivian and VW Group technologies. Now, this vehicle will have a user experience and a brand identity which is specific to the VW Group.
Sure. So the skin, the interaction points.
Skin, the way it will look like will be different than what you will see on a Rivian.
Yeah.
But then the underlying engine behind the scenes, the underlying technology is very similar.
And how about from a culture standpoint? You had culture of Rivian, really fast paced, you leading a hardcore team, RJ who is just over behind the camera, huge car enthusiasm, things like this, to Volkswagen, which is a massive corporation, relatively slow moving, lots of levels. I was worried about the culture clash. What was that like working with Volkswagen?
I mean, honestly, one of the reasons why we leaned in heavily is the great support from a leadership standpoint by the VW Group. And like you see it, you discussed with the VW leadership, like they absolutely want to protect the joint venture.
Yeah.
They want to keep the same DNA of innovation, of agility, of really having a nimble team who can move fast and protect that from the complexities of the group. And so far it has been really working like super well.
Well, I went to your offices in Palo Alto where we couldn't film all behind the scenes because there was also like rooms and stuff that were Volkswagen JV rooms, and I'm like, oh, this is actually working. Everyone's in one building, everyone's collaborating, which is, sorry guys, a total experience that's different than when you went to, Volkswagen Group even just 5 years ago. Was Audi had their software guys, Porsche had theirs, Volkswagen had theirs, no one talked. And so now you got everyone in one room really working on this new architecture, because it won't just power this car. It's going to power a bunch of stuff into the future, right?
Completely. This is the beginning. Then there's many more models coming after this. I can't really talk about all of them because they're not public, but think about it as everything from mass market cars to mid-tier cars to premium and ultra-premium cars. So all of them will be powered by the same architecture with that zonal architecture that can scale up and down. And then the same operating system and the same software stack. And this is where you see like really the incredible beauty of the scale that we're creating, because suddenly we can have multiple products leveraging really the same operating system, but then also what's really beneficial for Rivian is having the economies of scale, because now with this large volume, like Rivian has a joint purchasing agreement with VW where all the common components, they can be sourced together.
Oh,
so
nice.
like
That's
it's a win-win for both
So you
companies.
can drive the cost down on the Rivian side.
Yeah.
You get the scale from over here.
Yeah.
Seems really cool. We're going to talk to your counterpart, Carsten. Looking forward to meeting him, bringing him on the channel as well. But Wassym, it's always good to see you. Congratulations on really getting it this far, because now we can talk about it,
Exactly.
which is cool. And this is coming 27?
This is 27, yes.
Okay.
It's
so
the first.
Can't wait. We need to get them in the U.S. Whoever you need to talk to,
Yeah.
the ID1 needs to be sold. I know it's not
All
your
right.
department, but somehow make it so it can be homologated. All right,
Awesome.
let's talk to
Thank
Carsten.
you.
Thanks, Wassym. Carsten, representing the JV from the Volkswagen side.
Nice
So,
to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. I have known Wassym for a long time. He's one of the most impressive guys to me in the auto industry, one of the heroes of the auto industry from my side, because he's really pushing for user experience. And obviously there's an underlying deep tech that's required to get a good user experience. But Wassym is always focused on, is it a good experience for the driver? My experience with Volkswagen software in the past has not been the best. It's gotten better, but now we're talking about a completely new clean sheet. Can you tell us, from the Volkswagen perspective, how this came about, what you're thinking?
Yeah, in general, we've improved largely based on the MEB models in the VW brand.
Yes.
But in general, this clean sheet approach that we're pursuing here with ID1, with implementing the first SDV architecture, is like a complete new start also for the VW brand. And that's why we're all excited about bringing the technology into like this vehicle sometime in 27.
So how is it working with Rivian? Hey, RJ made it in, great. Glad you made it. So how is it working with Rivian? Are you going back and forth to California, to here?
I'm actually living in California now
really? Cool.
since the beginning of February,
Yeah.
but I'm flying back and forth, but similar to Wassym,
Yeah.
we're flying back and forth anyway, so it's
Yeah,
not a
you're
big
always
difference.
traveling.
No, yeah.
But one of my main concerns, and I talked to Wassym about this too, was Volkswagen Group and the Rivian scrappy startup culture meshing together, because there's obviously plenty of people inside of Volkswagen that want to push, that want to build this fresh new one. You are one of those
Exactly.
people, of
Yeah.
course. But the weight of the organization can slow things down. So how were you able to sort of remove yourself from the rest of the organization?
Actually, I mean, first of all, the time difference is a huge helping
Oh, okay, interesting. Yeah.
piece of it, because I mean, you only have a certain period of time during the day that you can actually align with Germany, so that helps a lot to actually keep the teams focused.
Yeah.
On the other hand side, bringing those two cultures together is it's on the one hand side a huge challenge, but it's also a lot of fun, because it brings this scrappy startup Rivian culture together with the culture from the VW group, which is more professional legacy automaker, and optimizing both, professionalizing everything is the idea behind it, and that's exactly what I like about this challenge.
Yeah, well, I wish you guys the best of luck. As someone who really, really appreciates software-driven vehicles, I want to have the best user experience with features like dog mode and phone as a key and all of these things, but it needs to be updatable and powered, so it has to be completely consolidated into this zonal architecture. So as a Volkswagen Group fan and a Rivian fan, I'm excited to see all this come together. I think it's needed, and we wish you the best of luck.
Okay, happy to hear that. Thank you.
Thank you, Carsten. Appreciate you joining for the video as well.
Thank you.
And thank you guys for watching. We hope we see you on another one again soon. Really cool to have everyone join for this at the IAA
That's the good part
here
about
in
it.
Munich.
The funny
Let's rock
piece.
and roll. Bye-bye.